Loneliness, one of the leading factors that cause a person to suffer from anxiety and depression. Loneliness is one of the most common mental issues that people nowadays suffer from, and we should be focusing on working out ways for people to reduce that feeling of loneliness. It is a global issue that is raging in today's society. The dictionary definition of the word loneliness is sadness because one has no friends or company. I guarantee that you or the person sitting next to you feels lonely and socially isolated. Social media, health problems, and global pandemics such as COVID-19 are just three things that have increased the amount of lonely people throughout the recent years. My goal today is to persuade you to make a change in your life to reduce loneliness. This can be done by making genuine connections with your family and peers. There are a lot of great things that social media and technology can do for a person's social life and mental state. It keeps you in contact with old friends and helps you make new ones as well. Although there are pros surrounding social media, there are plenty of cons as well that lead to loneliness. We as generations spend so much time of our days scrolling through Instagram and TikTok with our faces pushed up against screens. I want you to check your screen time on your phone. How long does it say you're spending on there a day? Research shows that the average Australian spends 6.6 hours a day on their phones. See what the problem is here? That we are not talking enough to people face to face. We're not making genuine connections with others, which then leads to the feeling of loneliness. People you meet and talk to online, do you really consider them as friends? It's been reported that social media users think that friendships they make online tend to be fragile and shallow. I urge you to put the phone down and try to make connections with your peers. This will not only reduce the feeling of loneliness, but it will also boost your social life, leading to you meeting new people and creating stronger and better friendships. Loneliness has a major impact on a person's mental and physical state. Feeling lonely for a long period of time can bring in other mental problems such as depression and anxiety, both two common disorders today's world struggles with. There have even been reports of people who died from a premature death because loneliness had caused them to suffer from health issues such as high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, a weakened immune system, and cognitive decline. Things that may lead you to feeling lonely could be lack of close family ties, living alone, depression, feeling lost in a crowd, losing a loved one or friend, and poor physical health. Your health is the most important thing you should be taking care of. Don't let loneliness take over your life and start affecting your health. If you feel that loneliness is truly starting to affect your mental health, please reach out to any friends or family and ask for help and comfort. If your physical health starts deteriorating, then please go and visit a doctor. It's always better to reach out than to let loneliness take over your life. In recent years, the world has experienced many bad events, but none like the pandemic COVID-19, which has affected nearly every person on the planet in a negative way. During the pandemic, people were forced to stay in their homes and only were allowed to leave to grab the essentials like groceries and were not allowed to interact with other people in person. As you can probably tell, the amount of people that felt lonely during this time was skyrocketing. The Australian Institute of Health and Welfare held a poll for Australians and if they felt lonely during COVID-19. 49% came back saying they felt lonely. This consisted of people living by themselves and the older generation. Being isolated, disconnected to the outside world is a very damaging experience for a person. If you are feeling as though you are lonely and isolated, reach out to those you hold close to you. Keep in contact with others. If you're a person that lives by yourself, consider getting a pet. The Human Animal Bond Research Institute held a survey and found out that 80% of people felt less lonely after getting a pet. I say all this with experience as I myself have felt lonely at times and I'm sure you have as well. Remember to put the phone down and to talk to people, look after your health, and reach out to family and friends when you feel lonely and isolated. My goal today was to persuade you to take action when you feel lonely and to take care of yourself. It's your choice on whether or not you want to change.